Today is the state opening of Parliament, and the King will read a speech which has been prepared by the Prime Minister to start the new session of the Labour Parliament. The state opening of Parliament is something which is very carefully planned so that there aren't any problems, but there have been accidents. So, for example, in 1834, there was a fire. The Palace of Westminster burnt down, severely damaged, and much of the present celebrated Palace of Westminster, the Parliament, was rebuilt by Barry and Pugin. Pugin, of course, was contributed so much to the new look of Parliament, but was not acknowledged because he was a Catholic. In 1901, the state opening was delayed because King Edward VII suffered from appendicitis, and he was one of the first people to have his appendix removed surgically. This led to a rescheduling of the ceremony and a rescheduling of his coronation. It was unprecedented at the time. In 1952, there was a smoke bomb which was thrown into the House of Commons by a protester during the state opening, and it caused a temporary disruption but didn't end in any serious harm or injury. In 2001, there was a security breach when a protester managed to throw a substance later identified as flour at the Prime Minister, who was then Tony Blair. The incident highlighted security concerns, led to a review of procedures. In 2015, Black Rod fell over. This was David Leakey. Black Rod is the fellow who carries the rod and bangs on the door of the House of Commons, which is then which has been shut in his face as he arrives, telling the House of Commons that His Majesty, then Her Majesty, commands the chamber in the other house. And he recovered very quickly and continued with the proceedings, but the incident was widely reported in the media. Though varied and in nature and impact, the unpredictability and the necessity for stringent security and care is something which I'm sure is on the minds of all those people trying to organise this event. Today is also the birthday of Queen Camilla, Queen Camilla, who's a descendant of Alice Keppel, so there's a link with Edward VII. She was his mistress, the great-grandfather of Queen Camilla's husband, King Charles III. Camilla, of course, who is an avid reader and gave an impromptu speech the other day. She is keen to promote literacy, is involved in many literary charities, but she has a particular fondness for dogs, with two Jack Russell Terriers, Bluebell and Beth, both of which were adopted from Battersea Dogs Home. And so today it will be very interesting to see what goes on. I'm sure it will be without hitch, and it will be very interesting to see just how many acts of Parliament, how many laws are going to be squeezed into this coming parliamentary session by the new Labour government. And sometimes these will just be words which are hints which need to be broken up and analysed, and I'm sure there will be a lot of that going on over the course of the day. I'll try and keep you informed. It was a very exciting day, lots of ceremony and lots of glitter and entertainment, lovely moments, all of which have a purpose and a meaning, a symbolic meaning. The symbol and the iconography of this event is a demonstration of the British Constitution in action, this unwritten Constitution in action as a piece of political theatre.